All right, so welcome to our weekly trading recap where, I basically share the trade setups that I had this week or last week. This is Sunday now, which is last week trades. I basically give it out to you guys, and then you guys can see how I trade, and you can see that the strategy that I'm trading works perfectly well. All right, so for last week, about three trades. I had about three trades with just two pairs. Okay, the first setup that I had was, I think, on Wednesday. Yes, and I also shared it on my Telegram group. Okay, the first setup I had was on Wednesday. One thing first is that it's better to wait for high quality setups than to jump random trades. Okay, but capital preservation should always come first. So my first setup after the whole Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and all that was on Wednesday, and it was a win, right? I had my first setup on yes, Volatility 25 1x. Volatility set 25 1x. I shared it on my Telegram. I shared it as well. So of course we already know what we're waiting for. We're waiting for first a sweep. This is a downtrend. I did the analysis before. So if you don't did not get the analysis, you can basically wait for my weekly trading insights that I'll be posting on Monday. So I do a full breakdown of some of the trade that I'm looking out for, where I'm looking for to take them and all that. So you can look towards that, so you can anticipate that. Okay, so I believe I took a trade on the 30 minutes time frame. Let's see. Yes, it was somewhere around here. A very, very tiny trade somewhere around here. Let's go to the lower time frame. You see it very, very well. So the first thing that I got, price was, going down. So this is a lower high. So a sweep of this high is a buy side liquidity sweep above highs. And then for my strategy, this is a structural point because this is also a lower high, right? It confirms this sweep and then breaks structure to the downside. So this is a structural liquidity. And of course, if you have been following my strategy, if there's no full break of structure, this setup is not valid. So for my precise execution, I use this as my execution area. And then price tapped on it, gave a 30 minutes confirmation, and then we had a win to the downside, a very sweet win. My entry was here, stop loss just a few pips above, and then this was a full take profit, easy peasy. Okay, and then I had another trade here that we had a loss. We had a loss somewhere here. Yes, somewhere here, I guess. Somewhere here. Yes, this was another trade. So was another trade that hit stop loss. Yeah. So the strategy works, but of course we all know that not all setup works all the time. Okay, you have to learn how to manage your trade, take a plus setup, and then apply risk management to whatever you are trading. All right, because the setup will not work all the time. So you have to apply risk management. You can see that I gave a confirmation around here, but still flopped. But the first trade that we had that hit full take profit is supposed to cover for all this loss. So that's the essence of risk management. So I have another trade as well on V51S that I also had a loss on. I also had a loss on it. Yes, this was it. I was supposed to sell. I was supposed to sell actually, but price has to do what he wanted to do. So we had our sweep here. This was a lower high from the higher time frame. V51S is selling. So this was a lower high that was swept, and then this is our structural point, and then our full breakout structure. Most of this trade that I had this week was the type B of my setup. But of course, like we saw on V251S, it still played out, right? But this one flopped as well. The type A plays better than the type B. Okay. Type A play better than type B. And somebody commented on my video that with confirmation that I use most times the morning star or the evening star confirmation, which is a three candlestick confirmation. Okay, if you don't know about it, you can, type it on this comment section so that I can do a video about that. But the morning star and the evening star confirmation, they are three candlestick confirmation. Okay, so these were basically the three trades that I had this week, and I posted all of them on my Telegram. So I'll be sharing my trade setups on Monday morning by God's grace. I will share my trade setup, so anticipate that. And then I wish you guys a profitable week ahead. Stay locked in, practice the trade that you took last week. And if the results are not good, study. And then by Monday, when the market will be open for, currency pairs and all that, you can enter the markets with a new mindset. And therefore, synthetic indices, the market goes on. So anticipate my weekly trading outlook on Monday and then see you guys during the week.